everyone tuning in. Noella is the founder and CEO of Malaika. And so, Noella, tell us what Malaika is, what it does, and really the impact that you're creating in the Congo.
So thank you for having me, Shelley. It's an honor to be here. Malaika means angel in Swahili. Is an ecosystem actually that can be duplicated in any context, in any world. So we created Malaika in 4 pillars. We built and managed a school that have 370 young girls from 5 years old to 18 years old with a holistic curriculum from coding, art, music, sport. Is a leadership school for girls. Then we have a community center that train and offer literacy program, digital entrepreneurship classes to youth and mothers and fathers. And we use sport as a vehicle of change, where we talk about children's rights, women's rights. Then we have the third pillar is the agricultural farm, where we grow our own food, and it goes back to the canteen of the school, and we teach about organic farming to the community and to the youth. And the fourth pillar is water sanitation. We built over the last 13 years more than 20 wells that impact more than 35,000 lives. And we're working in a village where there's no water, no electricity. Even before building the school, we needed to build a well in order to make the bricks, in order to have toilet facilities. So it's been a lot of challenges to work in a rural village. But now Malaika become this model that we would love to share our experience and how people can duplicate it at anywhere in the world.
But it is, your generosity is remarkable, and your legacy of change while you are still alive is just so also important.
When we started Malaika, in the Kalebuka, it was really a bush. And we transformed completely the village. We pushed the government to make the road. We really work with the community to make grow and transfer through quality education and health programs and water. And when the COVID-19 arrived, we were there with a response because the food prices were completely up. We put every Tuesday and Thursday some food distribution. We reach over 6,000 people. We couldn't have a student coming to the school. We have a staff organize themselves to distribute the homework to the student every day and having back, because in Congo the 6th primary grade has to pass the national test. So our girls every year have to pass the national test. So we wanted to make sure they will be successful. And 4 years in a row, actually in August, they passed the national test. For 4 years in a row, our girls passed the national test 100%. And for the first time, we took 9 girls from 5th primary and they passed 1 year in advance the test. And it was successful. So that was a big victory for us. But between the COVID, we lost 3 students, Leah, little Noella, and Esther Hani. And it really shows you the importance of work of Malaika, because when all our programs are open, we can monitor the health of our students. But when everything is shut down, we don't have control over students because they have breakfast, they have lunch at the school. And it's the reason we went to the food distribution to make sure they still have. So emotionally, it was very, very hard to lose 3 students. You have to dream hard. You have to work so hard. I work so hard for everything that I have. I work 10 hours a day and I volunteer. I lead Malaika on a volunteer basis. And that's what I said to a student: you want to get somewhere, you will have to work hard and you will have to have values. Some of the top students, actually, we built a tennis court at the school at Malaika. And a lot of people tell us, why did you build a tennis field at Malaika? Because it's a rich sport. I say, I want our girls have the same opportunity than any girl in the world. And guess what? Our girls have been invited to the provincial tournament of tennis, and the last 16 girls are Malaika girls, and the 2 last winners are Malaika girls, and they will go to compete in the national level. And it's to show you that doesn't matter where you're from, that doesn't shape you. These girls coming from a poor background, sleeping on the floor, winning tournament tennis, being at the same level of these privileged kids, they will reach the stars.
Well, that's equity. People always talk about equality versus equity. Equality is equal opportunity. Equity is understanding the different, we're all starting from different starting points. And as you said, everyone regardless of what starting point, has the right and the opportunity, which is what you're giving them, to be able to compete fairly with others, regardless of where they start, which is really remarkable. Give us your best advice for living life unscripted.
Keep thinking about how you can use your talents, abilities, time, money to help others. If we want to see more women rise, then we need to facilitate that through, like we're saying, mentoring the next generation, investing in them, and giving them opportunity for and position to it. And in this time of unscripted, I will say, let's make the most of our valuable time with our family. It's so precious. Like you, have been traveling nonstop for so many years. And I use this year to really reset myself and have the best love and hugs every day of my kids.